Oh, okay.
All right, there we go. Hey, what up, bro?
Shalom, brother. How you been?
Shalom. Hell yeah. Shit, all right, you doing all right?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. Yep. About to catch up.
Yeah.
It's like.
No, we wait.
seconds.
We wait.
All right, that's
Like 144 say, check the audio.
yeah.
Is it on?
Yep. And we just gonna pick up where we left off last time because we ain't get all the way through it.
Yeah.
So that's all we're gonna do. See all the stuff going on in the news. Banks failing in this month. People losing money.
Shalom. We was just speaking about that, brother. We got the brother, Hopeful Election, 12 Tribes, and our other brother, True Jew 144. Shalom, brothers. Glad y'all could tune in.
Shalom, my king.
All right, we back at it again. Another opportunity to be out here on these highways and hedges to make our call and election sure. We already facing the east before we go any further. Giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, the great millstone who rule well, teaching his truth in his entirety. This your brother Kalab, also go by Hope, Grace, and Mercy.
I'm the brother Lab. Also go by Heart of David on YouTube.
Right, we just out here again prophesying the downfall of Babylon the Great. You know, as it's been going around lately, we almost up out of here, brothers and sisters. So we got to continue to the end so we'll be saved. You know, we just going to get right into the lesson. You got anything you want to start off with, bro?
No, also want to shout out to the brother Mac. Every time we've been out here, he out here soaking up the word. So it's a blessing. As a matter of fact, that makes him a prudent man. Which, before we get into the lesson, I want to bring up this verse. Proverbs 22:3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself. So a prudent man, he's going to try to protect himself. He's going to try to prepare in some way. Noah was a prudent man. He heard the flood was coming, and he built the ark, and everybody else died. Hey, that's why the rest of the verse says, but the simple pass on and are punished. So everybody that's in the spiritual gathering, us, the listeners, the brother Mac, they see some kind of evil that's coming to the earth. And we trying to hide ourselves. And really the only place to hide yourself is in his word. That's why the name of the Lord is a strong tower. But again, the prudent man foreseeth evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished. And that word prudent in the Blue Letter Bible, one of the definitions that came up, another word for prudent is sensible. So if you got any kind of common sense, if you sensible, if you an adult, you're gonna hide yourself from the evil. Meanwhile, you know, a child, somebody that's foolish, somebody that don't know nothing, they just gonna keep playing around. And that's what our people doing in America. They continue to play around while the evil come.
We can grab this precept in the book of Matthew, chapter 24. I'm gonna start at 37. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark. It's 39. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So that's the same thing going on right now. It's flood-like behavior going on in the earth right now. You know, everybody in folly doing what they think, doing what they feel that they need to be doing according to their flesh. You know, partying, you know, turning up, marrying, you know what I'm saying, getting drunk all throughout the week, on the weekends, thinking that they in a good case. But you know what? Just like the ark closed, when the ark closed, we getting in that ark now also, but this is more of a spiritual ark. And when that door closed, you know, the flood gonna come. But this time it's gonna be that flood of the missiles, you know, and that fire. So that's why our people need to come back to Yahweh Shem Yahushai and hearken, because, you know, these are the same. It's like the same days of Noah going on.
Can you read that verse again?
Shalom, sister.
Shalom, sis.
Come on over. You got some questions?
Oh, that's what we out here. Oh yeah, we is, but it's all part of the learning experience.
Y'all wear the same stuff we wear at our church. I'm from Chicago.
Oh, okay.
We copy what
We no denomination. We don't really subscribe to like any mainstream religions. You heard of like Hebrew Israelites lately, so that's just we just return it back to our heritage. We are Hebrews, Israelites, like blood. It's not a group or a religion. We just return it back to what's written.
We all teach people. Y'all teach people like to church.
It's kind of just like Hebrew Israelites. It's all, on our end, I realize how much it's like. We wear sashes, we wear robes.
See, yeah, so
We totally 100% different from Muslims. We're not Muslims at all.
Catholic too. That stuff. It's all BS.
What would you say your nationality?
What you mean,
Like
African American?
African American. So Africa is named after Scipio Africanus, and America is named after American Vespucci. Them two white men. So when you call yourself an African American, you call yourself after two white people. You say you're from Chicago, right? Can you be from Chicago, New York? So how can you be African American?
Yeah.
And that's the thing, our people going to these churches and going to these institutions, giving all their time and their money, but they really ain't learning nothing about themselves. See, this is the chart. This is 12 tribes chart. African American, is your father so-called African American? I'm from Hedges. The tribe of Judah. We all come from Jacob. But he had 12 sons, right? You know that, right? He had 12 sons. Is your dad a so-called black man? African American? So you can't be calling yourself an African American because you're not. You know what I'm saying? That's something that was created by the so-called white man.
Also,
You got it, bro.
yeah. So realize, well, we got an inheritance, and that's the kingdom of heaven, eternal life, to be out of this situation. In the world where you got an inheritance, you got to know who you are. You got to have identity, proof. You know, like sometimes it be people that have an inheritance, they be adopted, but they have a new name. To get their inheritance, they got to go back to who they really, who they was on paper. And on paper, the Bible, we not African American or blacks. We the children of Israel. And then salvation ain't for everybody either. That's an inheritance. That's only for us.
Y'all teach that salvation is for everybody? Y'all do? According to the Bible, it's not.
This is what I'm Coptic. We believe in, like, we call our Jesus like and I learned a lot about the Bible. I know a lot about the Bible, like where I come from, because they had to sit down and class with the wisdom to come back to where you come from. But I do want to learn more about other stuff, because I'm learning some places got better foundations and they, teach you differently. So I probably just want to take
y'all call them black Jesus. So the letter J is only 500 to 600 years old. And who the word ignorant calls Jesus, if he walked the earth 2,000 years ago, how was they calling him Jesus? The son name, the father name, who the world calls, refers to as God. That just means power. His name is Yahweh, and his son is Yahweh Shai. You know, this the breakdown. You got it, though.
I'm gonna read the verse real quick. So Acts 4:12. Neither is there salvation in any other, for there is none other name under heaven given among men whereby we must be saved. So it's no other name that's gonna save us. And it says no other name under heaven given among men. So the name was given. You got some people that teach that nobody knows. Here it said there's no other name given among men. So it's only one name, that'll save us. And like he said, the name of the Father is Yahweh, that's Hebrew. Hebrew read right to left. The name of the son was Yahweh Shai. It's a few scriptures.
And he also said, call him, I am that I am. You know?
Oh yeah, that's what Yahweh means, I am. If we look at the breakdown, like Hebrew, Yah is he, Yahweh is exists, is am. So he exists, he is, or I am. And the actual, when the scrolls were written, he didn't write that I am. He wrote his name Yahweh, which these other videos that brother said lesson on.
Do y'all have Bible study classes to teach people?
We be right here weekly. We got YouTube channels.
I mean, we have Bible study amongst each other.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Brothers that we know and stuff like that.
So we gonna give you that info too before you go.
Let me go.
Yeah, I like I like people teaching us the messages and teaching the stuff, but I like people to read from the Bible.
Go to YouTube.
That's what we do.
Yeah,
That's what we do.
directly from the Bible, not what, you know what I'm saying, thus says us.
Right.
So just pull up your YouTube channel. And I'm gonna also give you our elder channel is, you know what I'm saying, his YouTube handle is Nonstop on the Block, and he out on the highways and he just every day. He out there in
Yeah, I like how y'all love him
California.
trying to teach me.
Oh yeah.
Can't do it right here. That's what I'm saying. For me, I'm not that kind of learner that can stand right here and get taught something. It's
Yeah,
too
that's
much
true.
to teach me right here.
Oh yeah. It's it's a process.
Yeah.
We plant the seed. The seed grow over time.
He live right now.
Oh, so yeah.
Okay.
The
Like
truth-
his subscribe so I can.
Okay. I subscribe to you already.
Because eventually what's coming is going to be a nuclear destruction that hit America. Everybody can say the world going to end by fire. Everybody teaches that the ground going to open up in a place called hell. The destruction comes from above. Like when the Lord flooded the earth, the water didn't come from beneath, it came from above. Same with the missiles.
So y'all believe in like I believe in the Bible, but I believe like a lot more to it. Like you ever heard of the Lost Book of Enoch?
We don't.
That's
Yeah, I believe.
we know about it,
We
but
know about it, but we don't subscribe. We don't teach it. We don't teach none of that. We just teach straight from the Bible.
it's supposed to be a lot of lost books. A lot of it was put out there to confuse the people.
But what you described, that's what.
But it's a learning process. We wasn't always where we is.
But it's like, so how do y'all have experience teaching people that already been taught the same way? Like, it's hard for a motherfucker to break into a mind.
We know the lies. So
By proving.
So we know the lies, but we saw the truth by scripture. Then we can pretty much go into how everything was twisted up. All the lies have a reason. All the lies come from Esau. I don't know if you know, white people are called Edomites in the Bible. So the father of lies was Esau.
They call it Edomites?
Edomites in the Bible.
Okay.
Gentiles describe all people outside of Israel, but all those people actually have biblical names. So he the father of lies. So everything he lied about, we can tell you what the lie is and how he pretty much used the lie to benefit him or include him, like salvation be for everybody. This a bunch of I'm sorry, I think the phone live.
And just like you said, how do we get to people who are in the taught a certain kind of way? Well, just start with the name Jesus. You won't catch us using that name.
The thing about the name for me, we ain't saying nothing bad about him.
Well,
And
we
I care
know
about
there
when
ain't
he
no
came
power
in.
in no name.
Yeah.
So
I
like when
agree
all
with that.
hell break loose, people gonna be screaming, "Oh Jesus, Lord God!" You ain't gonna hear it. You know what I'm saying? The people that's truly calling on the only begotten Son, the Father and His only begotten Son, those are the people you gonna hear. You was at the beauty shop. What's your name? Deborah. You was at the beauty shop and you was facing the door on your phone reading the magazine. You a bitch, right? And the beautician say, "Harley, you ain't gonna turn around, right? Because your name is Deborah, right?" And that's the same thing that's gonna happen when the destruction hit. There's gonna be so many people calling on God and Jesus, and the Lord ain't gonna turn to them. You know, because this is the time. He giving us time to come back and get the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding right now. Because when the doors of mercy close, wherever you stand at, that's where you're gonna be in your life. You know.
I gave you these right here. I gave you two of mine. This was at the Kingdom. That's where I got a lot of my in-depth learning from. Gave the brother Amor Yasha'Allah, and the brother Bakara Math. We teach the Bible. We teach things that's going on. But the scriptures say also, it says in that day, his name shall be declared. His name gonna be declared because everybody else who got a false name gonna die. And the people that's gonna be left remaining gonna be those who got a true name.
My spiritual name is Empress Ethiopia. Like, we don't got empresses, imperial empresses, queens. Because I get why they represent a lot of us with the shame. Because I ain't been to church in a long time. I've been out here. But we was kids growing up. We had sashes, robes, crowns. They teaching us back to ourselves when we was kings and queens before all this extra stuff. We was kings and queens. And we ran everything.
Right. That's pretty much what the kingdom of heaven is. It's going back to how everything was before. Us running everything, but with the word.
No, you do. And you know, and we don't go to no buildings, but the Lord don't build. Temples made by him.
That's why he shut the churches down in 2020. The church is gonna shut down again because the church, they need technology, screen projectors, microphones. Well, it's gonna be a nationwide blackout that comes to America. There's gonna be no electrical devices. So who's still gonna be having, that's gonna be them shut the church down again.
That's why I don't go to church.
So, like,
and it ain't the building, it's the people.
Oh yeah,
we are in church. We in church right now.
Right, we in church session right now.
Oh,
So
yep.
I know my Bible, not like I ain't no Bible scholar, not like that. But I do know a lot to have a foundation of a belief.
Yep.
And that's why I be telling people, like, I feel like people should believe what cope with me. So that's what I take. Whatever cope with me, make me do right, go by what they call the golden rule. I don't fully agree with the golden rule. But, because God don't say you gotta come down here and be nice. He don't say that Jesus wasn't nice.
He was.
He couldn't have been.
He was a masculine brother.
Yeah.
Correcting
So,
folks, put them in their place.
God ain't say we gotta treat people how we want to be treated. Because everybody want to be treated right.
No.
Sometimes you gotta keep them up over there.
All right, so they don't treat us right out here, right? Last hire, person get fired, we getting killed in the street.
Treat people how they treat you. That's my golden rule. So I believe people supposed to cope with how they cope. And they make me cope, so it'd be hard to really like change it, but like teaching me more about the Bible, teaching me more about Jesus and stuff like that, I probably it's stuck in my head.
Right,
It's a process. But I always had a discrepancy about Jesus. So that's why I'm interested, I always had discrepancy. That's the only thing in the Bible I got, like real discrepancy with. Like, I know what color it was, but I got discrepancy on like what to call them and stuff like that.
It's right here, my first lesson I made, the true name. You gotta watch the whole thing.
It's other people that break it down and we show some more stuff, but that'll help you have faith in that name. So yeah, check that out.
The process. I'm a pastor's child, so think about it. I thought I knew everything but I just knew a doctrine.
What you grow up in?
Methodist.
That's like Baptist, maybe?
He is all that white Jesus, all that.
We got black Jesus in our church.
Yeah, but I mean, they had some black Jesus in their church too. However, but the way these churches praise him according to the wrong doctrine, you might as well be calling them white Jesus too.
Yeah, because they had
a lot of questions like that about what I was taught. And that's why I be seeking too,
But that's why we gave you those YouTube channels.
You can hit us in the comments too with any questions.
And we mostly out here on Sundays, so if you see us, pull up. We got questions. You can leave questions on the comment. That elder nonstop on the block. Man, you can pop these questions in while he on the live. We see he gonna give you the answer with a scripture though, not what he think.
I appreciate y'all talking to me this time.
Oh yeah. Before you go, I'm gonna leave you with this. Isaiah chapter 33 and verse 6, and it reads, "In wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of our times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure. His wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, and the things that you walked up here and heard, that's the things that you need to be hearkening to, to bring into your own understanding so you get judged. That's the time that we coming into. We one more day closer. Don't nobody know the time and the hour, but we are one more day closer, right? So guess what? Also by you coming up here, hearing the true names of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you also can also be marking yourself. Because guess what? Held accountable. Now you heard it,
I say that to people all the time.
Right. Because now, what I'm saying? Y'all Bashim Yahushua.
Somebody came try to teach you, they ain't teaching nothing then.
Y'all Bashim Yahushua can be like, hey, I sent you my prophets. So whether they were here or forbear, judgment still gonna roll.
Well, he gotta teach me how to say the name.
Hey, but this is where it started. No, I'm not condemning you, but I'm just telling you this is where it started. It's a blessing that I don't know where you was on your way to or coming from, but man's
I see y'all out here often. I always say I'm gonna stop.
All praise. Man's going off the Lord. You stopped today, Really, it wasn't you stop. You know what I'm saying? Lord put the spirit on you to stop. Because guess what? We might see you 3 months from now. You know what I'm saying? You got the true understanding, and you teaching your kids, or you got kids, or your husband, or your family, and stuff like that. Trust me, I started off on the bad foot and a bad note.
I got 2 scriptures I'm gonna read you real quick. So Proverbs 30:4. Who hath ascended up into heaven, or descended? Who have gathered the wind in his fist? Who have bound the waters in the darkness? Who established all the ends of the earth? What is his name? And what is his son's name? And not to tell. So the names of the Father and the Son is not commonly known as the world believe it to be. But also it said, what is his name and what is his son's name? Because if you can say one name, you could damn near say the other name. So Yahweh and Yahushua is pretty similar. They parallel each other. Yup. Right. Then I'm gonna take you to Exodus.
Before you go to that next, I just want to say, and how you see how Yahweh and Yahushua, that's the Son and the Father, right?
Let me ask something. Because we heard Yahweh. What's that?
It's no letter E. There's no letter E in Hebrew. That's just how something.
People was mistakenly pronouncing it. Maybe?
No, that's something new. Yeah. They people in power, they give you a part of the truth, but not the whole truth.
It ain't no vowels in the Hebrew language. But
Hebrew come from Greek?
Greek come from Hebrew. Hebrew's the original language.
It's Greek is next.
Man, Greek, that's when the white man came to power, that was their language. So that's why a lot of our words now come from Greek and come from Latin. The Bible called it the bastard's language.
Spirit. They say spirit.
That's right.
All men get.
So look, the men I was gonna say Yahweh and Yahushua. You know how most men name their firstborn son after them? It's the same thing. Yahweh and Yahushua. Think about it. God and Jesus.
Yahweh and Yeshua ain't the same.
Ain't no similarities in there.
And then I got this one here for you that's probably even more before we let you go. Exodus 23 and 21. So this is when the Lord brought them out of Egypt. So he's talking to them through Moses. He said, behold, I send an angel. That's an angel with a capital A. That means the highest ranking angel, which will be his son, Yahushua. I watch what he say about him. I send an angel before thee to keep thee in the way and to bring thee into a place which I have prepared. Beware of him, obey his voice, which is the word. Provoke him not. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. So Yahweh is in the name Yahushua. So every time you say the name of the Father or the Son, you're glorifying the name of the Father, so they should be similar. Yeshua and Yahweh, them really sound like 2 women names to me.
Ain't no similarities there.
Yep. But that's about it.
It's nice meeting you, Deborah.
Thank you.
Next time you see us,
what's your name?
My name Chris.
My name Kalal. I also go by, Hope, Grace, and Mercy.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep, I'm part of David when you see on there. So
I think it was the one that was playing.
Yep.
video that was playing.
That picture right there. And this brother Hope is a lion.
Thank y'all.
Oh yeah,
Definitely
nice
Have a
meeting you,
good rest of
Deborah.
y'all day.
You too, sister.
Man, I think you was in. I was asking you to read that again, Matthew 24 and 37.
Okay. All right. Just read 37.
Yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna pick up where we left
Let me see
off.
who got on the comment board.
Shalom to my mom, daughter Yahweh.
Shalom. We got the brother. We already saw him on that. We got the other brother, KC Prophet of Yahweh. Shalom, brother.
Shalom, Mikey.
Shalom, brother. You definitely be making some edifying lessons, man. We're gonna jump back into the lesson though. I had somebody to come up that had questions. I'm gonna start back. I'm gonna read Matthew chapter 24, verse 37 again, and it reads, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
And what was going on in those days? You can continue?
Oh, okay. "For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking and marrying and giving in marriage."
Right there.
Go ahead.
You see, they was being simple. They was living day to day, being like children. And that's why the scriptures say, Proverbs 22 and 3, but the simple pass on. Like,
All right. "Until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and
Yep.
took them all away.
yup.
So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."
See what it say? It says they knew not. They was foolish. You know, and foolish being without knowledge. So they didn't know what was coming until it happened. That's why it says the simple are passed on and are punished. It's a dangerous thing to have a mindset of a child.
Yep.
It's a dangerous thing to not have knowledge of what's coming, to not foresee the evil that's coming. You know, you shouldn't have that kind of mentality in America anyway. But a prudent man foreseeth the evil. A sensible man don't see the evil and hide himself. All right, that was it.
We starting at Proverbs 22.
Yep.
I'm going to read the book of Proverbs chapter 22 and verse 15, and it reads, "Foolishness is bound in the heart of a child, but the rod of correction shall drive it far from him."
So yeah, foolishness is synonymous with a child. They both lack knowledge and understanding. And what knowledge and understanding is our people lacking? It's His word.
Right.
So they may be adults in the flesh, but in the spirit, they children. Yup, foolish, because they got foolishness all in their heart and their spirit. But the rod, which is His word, the rod of correction, it'll drive it far from Him. So this word raises us up in the spirit. We actually become men and women. We become adults by this word. You know, being driven away from foolishness.
Right. And you know, just like the sister that came up, hopefully, you know, she's a sincere sister, and, you know, through the power of spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, she hearkened. However, she said in the church that they go to, they call him Black Jesus. You know, that's foolishness. You know, you ain't gonna get no credit from that from Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. You know, you shouldn't be calling him Jesus anyway, but then to further it, you call him Black Jesus. You know what I'm saying? You going backwards. You know what I'm saying? Instead of taking away from that name, Jesus, you add to it and you going the opposite way. You know, in the sight of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, that's foolishness. That sister, they into foolishness. But you know, if she hearken, come back and learn the true names of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, of course she won't be foolish anymore. But for now, that, like the brother was saying, you know, although our people are grown, because we could pretty much tell that she was a grown-up, you know. But although we're adults, you know, our people, they are into foolishness, man. You got it.
Yep, that was it. But yeah, this word, that rod of correction will drive you away from that foolishness. So this word, it could pull you out of that mess.
All right. Our next precept is coming from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 6, and it reads, "Folly is set in great dignity, and the rich sit in low place."
Yep, because what we just read, that foolishness, folly is in the heart of a child.
Yep.
Now we read that folly is set in great dignity. So you got foolishness in high places. And that word folly or foolishness actually represent a nation of people, which would be the so-called white man. He the child that's in great dignity. He the child that's in a high place. Let me get the next one. And we're gonna prove it with the next scripture.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 3 and verse 12, and it reads, "As for my people, children are their oppressors,
See?
and women rule over them."
Who are oppressors? Those set in great dignity. That got rulership over the earth.
Yep.
A foolish nation of people. Because they without this understanding.
O my people, they which lead thee cause thee to err.
And the leaders of our people, the entertainers, the religious leaders, the spokesmen of Israel, they also set in great dignity because they continue in the folly and the foolishness of the so-called white man.
This is fine.
So all our leaders was handpicked by Esau to lead us in the foolishness. So folly is set in great dignity. And you know, folly, foolishness, is being like in a childlike mindset. And he just read that children are our oppressors.
And destroy the way of thy path.
Yep, they destroy our path. Because you following in the path of children. If you let a children run let a child drive a car, they're gonna run y'all into the river.
Right.
That's what's going on with our people. Instead, they being driven into the lake of fire. And then just to prove it, I believe the next one is Obadiah. We're just gonna prove that it's Esau. He's that folly set in a great place. We're gonna prove that it's the white man that's in great dignity in that high place.
All right, the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 3. "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high."
See? Whose habitation is high. Esau, Edom, those who build in the cliffs of the rocks, they leveled up.
Yep.
Now they're in high habitation. Rulership of the earth, sitting above everybody, but also in their heart. Their pride has risen up.
"That said in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground?"
Yep, they feel like, who can bring me down now? Because we done ascended so high. They came out the cliffs and the rocks. Now they in the International Space Stations. So-called going into the moon and stuff. Skyscrapers. So that's the folly that's set in great dignity. And then I'm gonna grab the next scripture, the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, 10 and 2. "As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. And what manner of man the ruler of a city is, such are all they that dwell therein." And who is the judge of the people here in the earth? Who is the ruler of the cities? It's the so-called white man. And what manner of man he is, so are all they that dwell therein. So, got folly, foolishness, that's set in great dignity, set in high places, which we know is the so-called white man. Children is our oppressors. So everybody that lives under the white man and under his vibration, they children as well. Giving off in the folly and foolishness.
Yep. We got the brother Tay Yasharala 144 on here. Shalom, brother. All right.
So yeah, that's why folly and foolishness is praised here in America. If you can do a magic trick or a new challenge and go viral, you're gonna blow up and be praised for it.
Right,
if you can come up with the next most ratchetest rap song or do something ignorant, you're gonna get praised for it. But if you bring any kind of understanding or any kind of truth, you're gonna be condemned.
And that's so true that you brought that out. You went into that because if you go on like YouTube and any of these social media platforms like TikTok, like Jake, all they doing is just acting like a fool. You know what I'm saying? Dances, pranks, just all kinds of just weirdo stuff, man. Like, man, it gets sickening just to see, you know, every time you see a Jake, they trying to be a rapper, you know, like dancing. It's a never-ending thing, man. Never-ending thing with our people, man.
Then like the brother read a little minute ago, Matthew 24:37, the people was what? Marrying, giving into marriage, eating, drinking, dancing, partying, doing all kind of stuff until the flood came. People gonna be doing the same stuff now until them nuclear missiles come. Right. And that's all America is. Got a bunch of adults seeing who could put on the best show.
Right. Mama hoping to go viral, the daughter hoping to go viral, son hoping to go viral, daddy ain't even in the house.
Yep.
You know.
And then you see they be on one of America's TV shows. You know, what's her name? Ellen. It's like an Ellen or something.
Ellen DeGenerate. Yeah. I think that's it, right?
Nah, the degenerate. That's like being
her name
foolish.
is DeGenerate or something like that.
It's similar, yeah.
Yeah.
So I think we now went to the actual lesson.
Yeah. Ecclesiasticus chapter 8 and verse 17, and it reads, "Consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel."
Yup, see? Consult not with the fool. We just read the manner of a man, the ruler of a city is, so is his officers and all they that dwell therein. So you shouldn't consult with a fool. And consult meaning take advice. You shouldn't be taking advice from them people.
Right.
Can you read that last part again? What was it, 17? Oh, okay, I see.
17. Consult not with a fool, for he cannot keep counsel.
Yup. He can't keep counsel. He can't keep, he don't hold no wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Which is, why this is, the scripture says we will be the few that will be gathered. Hey, most people ain't got this understanding. So anybody who ain't got it, they will be considered fools. So we instructed not to take counsel from them. And this is actually a commandment. Because the Lord said, consult not with a fool. It's not a recommendation. It's not a suggestion. So if they ain't got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you shouldn't be consulting with them, getting any advice, any instruction from them.
I have occasions and opportunities that I have tried to teach somebody, some out of the Holy Scriptures according to Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and while I'm reading it to them, they just can't look you in your face and accept it. While you reading this to them, they trying to read past your finger to see what the next scripture say or the one before it say. They just can't like the world say, they can't hold no water.
Yep.
And that's what this word is also. It's the true and living water.
Yep, that's why I say he cannot keep counsel. Yep. Or you reading some scriptures, they start asking you about mermaids. You know what I'm saying? Something that got nothing to do with nothing.
Or Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Isaiah. Go ahead.
My bad. Before we continue, the Lord said, consult not with a fool. It's actually a penalty for consulting with a fool. It's a penalty for taking advice, instruction from somebody who ain't got this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We're going to get into that in a minute. It's a penalty for it.
All right, coming from the book of Isaiah, chapter 13 and verse 15. Every word that is found shall be thrust through. Every one that is found shall be thrust through, and every one that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword.
And that's the penalty. It says everyone that is joined to them shall be thrust through. How are you joined to them? Y'all connected mentally. Yep. Y'all on one accord. Yep. Y'all on the same vibration. And anybody that's outside of this spiritual gathering, they giving it to the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the world, which ain't no real knowledge. So that's why the Lord said, consult not with the fool, because it's a penalty if you consult with them. It's a penalty if you join to them mentally. Believing in the same things. White Jesus, white Christianity, Scientology, and everything else that's out there. Because they all gonna be thrust through because they joined together. This is that don't mean being joined together physically, but again, y'all under the same spirit.
Yep, and also you got Israelites who get married to these other nations. They take on all their philosophies. I mean, they just do away with, you know what I'm saying, even having an opportunity to come into the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding Yahweh Shem Yahushua because they join, you know what I'm saying, they join with fools.
Hey, that was the downfall of Solomon. It wasn't the fact that he had over 1,000 wives. It wasn't the fact that he was physically joined to them, but he joined to them mentally or spiritually. Started idol worshiping and doing the things of the world. So that's the penalty. Well, in this generation, you're going to be thrust through, either with the sword or a nuclear missile, which is a form of a sword. So it's a penalty for consulting with fools. And consulting, you ain't even gotta, not even that you taking advice or instruction from them. But really, as somebody, you shouldn't even be exchanging information. When somebody start bringing some BS up here, we shut that down. You shouldn't even want to hear it. Because like, if a dog that don't got fleas, if you're around some dogs that got fleas, you gonna get the fleas. So if you're around somebody that's spewing out a bunch of BS, if you ain't got a strong enough foundation, you're gonna soak up that BS. Now you joined to them, now you eligible to get thrust through.
Got the elder non-stop on the block on the live. Shalom.
Makia. The water for tuning in.
Thank you for tuning in. The water. All right, next precept we're going into is coming from the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 22. And it reads, "How long, ye simple ones, will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in their scorning, and fools hate knowledge."
So, yep. What verse is that? 21? 22? Yep. You simple ones. How long you gonna love simplicity? Saying the time of Noah. How long was they gonna love eating, marrying, and giving into marriage? Well, we know the answer. Well, we can also find that, I think it's in the book of Isaiah 6 and 9, and it say, until the cities be desolate. So when it says, how long you simple ones will you love simplicity? Well, they simple, so they gonna love it forever. But simplicity is gonna expire. And that expiration date is that day when them nuclear missiles hit. So they gonna love it until the cities be made desolate.
I'm gonna grab Isaiah 6 and 9.
Yeah, can you grab that real quick? That's a blessing.
The book of Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9, and it reads, he said, "Go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not, and see ye indeed, but perceive not."
Because they simple, without knowledge.
"Make the heart of this people fat, and make their ears heavy, and shut their eyes, lest they see with their eyes, and hear with their ears, and understand with their hearts, and convert, and be healed."
You get the next two verses?
Yeah. "Then said I, Lord, how long? And he answered, until the cities be wasted without inhabitant, and the houses without man, and the land be utterly desolate."
Yup, so the Lord told Isaiah to tell them people, y'all hear but y'all already don't. Y'all see but y'all already don't. And Isaiah said, how long would they not see? How long would they not hear? In other words, how long would they be simple? And the Lord said until the cities be made desolate. So that's how long our people gonna love simplicity.
All right. You want to get 12 too?
Oh yeah. It's all. Number Proverbs 1 and 23 real quick. Actually 22. How long, you simple ones, will you love simplicity, and fools hate knowledge? So the people that's foolish, they're gonna reject this knowledge until their life on the line. Yep. Then it's gonna be too late. Because that's why we opened up. We said, a prudent man foreseeth the evil, and hide of himself. People gonna want to hide themselves when the fire coming. When Esau come in like a flood, it's too late.
All right. Next precept going into is coming from the book of Proverbs, chapter 14 and verse 18. The simple inherit folly. Spite on. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. The simple inherit folly, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge.
Yeah, so the simple inherit folly, inherit foolishness. They love simplicity.
Right.
They reject knowledge because they hate knowledge. But the prudent, hey, we crown with knowledge. And what's that crown? That's the crown of life. Because the prudent gonna see the evil and hide himself. Now he crowned with life because he's gonna be preserved while everybody else pass away and are punished. For example, Noah was the low man in the earth. You know, it was many people, rulers of the city, that had fame, that had money, hey, but they perished in the flood. Hey, and then Noah, hey, he was crowned with life. So he wore the crown once everybody passed away in the flood. And he got that crown by knowledge. Having the knowledge, it's an invisible crown. But it's gonna lead to a physical crown when you preserve and everybody else pass away.
Right, like Isaiah 33 and 6, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, you know. That's that crown, that's that invisible crown that we receive from Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And like the brother said, it's gonna turn to a physical crown, you know, but until then we got that wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. We ain't inherit that folly, you know. We ain't trying to keep up with the latest dances and, you know, who's dropping a new album on March 29th, you know, March Madness, you know, all that BS.
March
man.
Madness.
Yeah. Hey, March Madness.
Yeah, madness.
Yeah, and it's a lot of madness going on, but you see, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, man, he's slowly but surely taking this place apart, torturing it. You know what I'm saying? Limb by limb.
Yeah.
And these people just shaking, hoping that, well, I hope it ain't my bank next week.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I hope it ain't the stock market, because that's what I put my all into. You know? That's my idol. But hey, man, it's all gonna fall. It's all gonna fall according to Yahweh Shem Yahushua.
Man, yup. Like the brother said, but the prudent are crowned with knowledge. That's why the scripture say, let no man take your crown.
Right.
Let no man take this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding from you. That's why what the brother just read a minute ago, consult not with the fool. Because if you consult with a fool, hey, that could sap you or drain you of your wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's actually people, you could be wise. If you talk to them people, they drain you of your smarts.
Right, and also, you know, let somebody take your crown, you know, you might not even be here to see the missiles or the famine. You know what I'm saying? That could also bring
early death.
Yeah, to bring an early death on you. You get judged on your way to work, or a stray bullet come through your window and hit you upside your head, you know?
Hey, yep, because folly and foolishness got an expiration date.
Right.
If it ain't the sword, the pestilence, or the famine, it's the nuclear missiles.
Right.
So that's how long people gonna be in the folly and simplicity. Then like the brother said, you can have the wisdom, but you can go back in the folly. But that's why we just read Proverbs 14 to 18, the simple inherit folly. So if somebody do got the wisdom, hey, they gonna pick that folly right back up. And that also goes in a generation to generation. Because we come from the righteous men, Lord willing, that always believe.
Yep.
But the 2/3 of our people, they ain't got this knowledge that that's folly being inherited. And the inheritance is passed on from generation to generation.
Next precept, that's all you got on that?
Yep.
Next precept is coming from the book of Proverbs, chapter 5, verse 23. He shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly, he shall go astray.
Yup. Like the brother said, he shall die without instruction. If you without instruction, that's what? You lacking wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. So that makes you a fool, or that makes you foolish. So he shall die without instruction, meaning he shall die because of the lack of instruction. He shall die because of the lack of knowledge. That's why Proverbs, I think, the 22nd chapter said the simple pass on. Simple because they don't got understanding. So the simple pass on and are punished. Then again, he shall die without instruction. Well, the time of Noah, everybody that died in the flood, they didn't have instruction. You know, Noah gave it to them, you know, from the Lord, but they ain't take heed to it. But Noah, with the instructions from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shah, built the ark that saved him and his household. So they was crowned with knowledge that led to a physical crown, the crown of life. So yep, he shall die without instruction, and in the greatness of his folly, he shall go astray. So being without instruction, being given the folly, it leads you astray. That's why the brother read at the beginning, the rod of correction will pull you far from it. And that rod of correction will be the word. It set you on the right path. But folly, being given in the folly, consulting with fools, is going to lead you astray.
Before we go into the next precept, we got the Elder Sagala on here. Salawam,
to the Elder Sagala.
Glad you could join us, the water brother. All right, next precept is coming from the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 20. We're going to start at 29, and we're going to read through 31. And it reads, For that they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. They would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices.
Yeah, so those who love simplicity, those that's given in the folly, they hate knowledge. And what the scriptures say, the Lord pulled us out of darkness, out of folly, into this marvelous light. That's why the scriptures say it's a high time to awake out of sleep. That's waking up spiritually. So people who ain't got this knowledge, they asleep in the spirit. And what? If they still asleep in the spirit, they hate knowledge. That's like when you asleep in a room and somebody turn on the light. You get mad at them. You cussing them out, telling them to turn the light off. As somebody shaking you, trying to wake you up, you be ready to swing on them. It's because they hate the light. Just like our people that sleep in the spirit, they hate knowledge. So when we give them this knowledge, they want to come up against the word. They rejecting the spirit. They get aggressive. They start talking about some other BS. It turn into a contest of who know more or who right. It's because they hate knowledge. Because they asleep in the spirit.
And we out here trying to win souls for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, not arguments. You know? Our people, they will walk up. They ain't read no scriptures in probably years.
Yeah.
But when they see you out here teaching the true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, they want to come up against you. And they automatically hate everything you say before you even say it. And then when you start getting into it, thus says the Holy Bible, thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, I mean, the anger is turned on instantly. And then when you cut them, they gonna say this right here. Well, I don't know what Bible you reading from, but my God is all love. All right, he gonna love to kill your ass.
Yup. Hey, that's what the brother said. We ain't trying to win arguments. It's people, they get a certain level of knowledge. The first thing they want to do is debate.
Yeah.
You know, debating has turned into a sport here in America. Everybody got a push record on the camera and let's see who know the most.
Right.
Let's see if we can one up another.
Yep.
Hey, knowledge ain't a sport. Because what the scriptures say, a prudent man foreseeth the evil and hide himself. You're supposed to take this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding and cover yourself and shield it. Noah wasn't debating with nobody. If they didn't believe, Noah was like, F it, I'm gonna keep building the ark. No one was trying to debate nobody. can't debate somebody if you're trying to take cover. What we read? 29? Yep, so fools hate knowledge. They didn't choose the fear of the Lord because the fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. Hey, we fear what the Lord can do. So we like, man, we scared of that. What can we do to be protected from it?
Right.
So that's why we here. That's why all the sincere believers and listeners listening, that's why the brother Mac here. Hey, we believe in a higher power that can do devastating things.
Right. Now, I find, a wise person would be like, I mean, that's what the scriptures say gonna happen to us. I mean, do you have the answers? And we like, yeah, we got the answers according to Yahweh Shemi Awashai. Your response should be, all right, tell me what I need to be doing. You know what I'm saying? So I can escape that judgment. But our people like, you know what? They just want to debate. They want to point the finger at the prophets.
Yep. And they despise you. That's why Proverbs 1:30 that the brother just read, they would none of my counsel, meaning they didn't give ear to it. They despised all my reproof. And who do they ultimately despise? They despise the men of the Lord who delivered the word. Because we know what the scriptures say about despising his men that was given the Holy Spirit. You ultimately despise that whole chain of command.
Yep.
The man of the Lord, Yahweh Shai, and the Heavenly Father, Yahweh. Hey, just like when somebody wake you up, you be pissed at them. Oh, I know I do. I despise them. So just like we try to wake them up in the spirit, giving them this knowledge, they despise you for it. Because you tried to wake them up to save them. Because really, we trying to wake y'all up because the house is about to burn down. We're trying to wake you up so you can escape the burning building. And that burning building is America.
Right, but I remember also, just since you said cut the light on, growing up in a single parent household, my mama was so mean. She mad before she even cut the light on for you. She telling you to get your A up and then hit the light, You blinded and you scared, hitting you upside your head for no reason, man.
Hey, and that's right. That's why, and the scriptures kind of hit hard when you asleep. Like mother might say, get your ASS up.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what we telling our people.
Right.
Hey, you can't get mad at the messenger at the building burning. You better get that butt up.
But we telling them to get their ASS in this house of in the house of David before that door closed. We out here prophesying, standing in one place, but really we running, screaming like you better get the truck and that door about to close. I know I'm trying to get in that mud. I'm trying to have me and my family covered. Ain't no debating going on in my house.
Hey, yup.
Ain't no way, we don't do that. It might go on before I get there, but when Daddy hit that door, from wifey on down to the 3-year-old, hey, let's shut that down. Ain't no debate going on up here.
Mankind. I'm gonna go a little more.
Oh, yeah, bro.
All right, for they hated knowledge and did not choose the fear of the Lord, they would none of my counsel. They despised all my reproof. So since they despised the reproof, they despised the men of the Lord. What the Lord gonna do to them? Verse 31. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way and be filled with their own devices. Since you don't want to choose this word, don't believe in this word, the Lord gonna let you believe in whatever you want to believe in. So in other words, if we try to wake somebody up, they don't want to wake up, we gonna leave them sleep. They happy where they at. Hey, and that's why they get mad at the word and hate knowledge, because when you sleep, you in a comfortable place. You don't want to be woke up. So they don't want to be woke up in the spirit.
What the word can't teach you, adversity will.
Hey, yup, adversity will. And that's coming. So that's why the Lord gonna lead them to their own devices. Where do we stop at 31 or 32? Okay, 31. We're gonna let the brother Kalab pick up now.
All right, next precept is coming from the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 14 and verse 22. Moreover, this was not enough for them, that they erred in the knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
Yep. So yeah, not only has our people erred from the knowledge, they went astray from the word, the wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of the scriptures, but they lived in great ignorance. really, that's why it's a spiritual battle, because we at war against ignorance. You know, the white Jesus, Christianity, all these other doctrines and philosophies that lead you away from the Bible, that's a war. So when we was talking to the sister, hey, that was a spiritual battle right there. People know one thing, but we combating that with the truth. And that's how she say how we know how to teach people that was taught a certain way is because we skilled in battle with this spiritual sword. So, but whereas they lived in great war of ignorance, we all lived in that war of ignorance at some point. That's why we be up late nights, YouTube and stuff, Google searching stuff. Back in the day, we was looking up the Illuminati, aliens, the pyramids. Hey, now we out of that war of ignorance. We got the answers to all that. So, but whereas they lived in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace. So if you in peace in your mind, hey, that's a plague. Because our people was happy in Christianity. Hey, that's a strong plague. That's why the scripture say, give us not a plague of the mind. So if you're not searching for any truth, if you're not trying to fight the ignorance, you know, that was given to us, the folly that we inherited, you in peace, you in plague. So those that's the happiest in America, they got the greatest plague of the mind.
Right. And my bad, brother.
Oh no, go ahead.
I was just gonna add to that, because if you in Babylon the Great, you know, what they think is America, what they call America, if you love getting up every morning, going to work, looking forward to your kids graduating from high school and going off to college and becoming something in this world, man, you plagued in the mind. If you ain't scared of something right now in the time that we in, because we are in some terrible times and it's gonna get worse and worse and worse. If you ain't scared of the things that's coming, man, you are plagued in the mind.
Yep.
You know, we are not in a good case.
Hey, then like illnesses, if they go untreated, they got an expiration date.
Yep.
You know, cancer goes untreated, you're gonna die. Well, this plague of peace, you know, being dead in the spirit, in ignorance, it's gonna have an expiration date. And that's the day that the simple pass on and are punished. Back then there was the flood, and today's gonna be the nuclear missiles. You read that one more time? All the way through.
Moreover, this was not enough for them. They that erred in the knowledge of Yahweh by Shemi Awashai, but whereas they live in the great war of ignorance, those so great plagues called they peace.
So, yep. So, not only did they err from the knowledge, they continue to live in that knowledge. Well, it's a war. We should be seeking truth. Because our people, they happy being without this knowledge and understanding. You know, it's one thing to not have it, but it's one thing to continue to live in that war of ignorance. Because that's where they happy at. You know, if you sleep in the spirit, you lose in the spiritual battle. You know, when you waking up, that's why they say, knowing is half the battle. Knowing is half the battle, because you waking up when you begin to know things. But the battle don't stop there.
Knowing is only half.
So, yep, and again, people that's at peace, they got the greatest plague of the mind. Because once you know this truth, you should start to be upset. Well, if we the kings of the earth, why are we in such a low place? Well, if them people that sit in great dignity, if they the wicked, why they ain't being punished yet? You know, you're gonna be upset about those things, but you will learn why by coming into this truth. Because ultimately, that's the spirit too. Because once you do wake up, you upset at the conditions. You know what I'm saying? And now that we woke up to the truth, we upset at the condition that we in as a people. And that's going to lead us to our next scripture.
Yeah, and also before we go into that next precept, I know when I woke up, I was mad as hell at my mama and sister and everybody for, you know, making me wear those 2 little shoes to church, just sitting up in that place, white Jesus. You know, I woke up, man, I was mad as hell. know?
Because you paid money for that and your time. You can't get that back.
And you also was condemning yourself under something that wasn't true.
Yep.
Man, I hope Jesus don't get me for this. A white man. I hope Jesus Christ don't get me for this. Come on, man.
Yep. Hey, that's that war of ignorance. We've been at war this whole time. Well, we prevailing. Well, the election have attained it already. So through the Spirit, the election has already prevailed. But, we got to continue the spiritual battle.
Right.
To wake other people up out of that plague of peace. Because having a peaceful mind state in the land of your captivity, that's a dangerous thing. Because again, we at war in the Spirit. You can't go to war with a peaceful mindset. You can't go to war and be comfortable and be happy.
When you come up out of this world, all right, brother. When you come up out of this world, you make yourself a prey.
Yup. Yup. Yeah.
Yourself a prey.
Yup. He who depart like from wickedness or something, make himself a prey. So when you wake up to this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, hey, you in the battlefield, now you a target. Cause now you the ops. We in opposition to the lies that was pushed by Esau. So now we soldiers of Yahweh Shai HaMashiach, soldiers of the truth, with that spiritual soul.
All right. Next precept going into is coming from the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 1 and verse 18. And it reads, For in much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
So yeah, just like we read before, they lived in a great war of ignorance. Those so great plagues, they call peace. So our people that's in a peaceful, comfortable mindset, hey, they being plagued to the fullest. Because what the brother said, one who increaseth knowledge, increaseth sorrow. Yep. So waking up to this truth, hey, you shouldn't be at peace in the spirit.
Right.
I mean, you shouldn't, being comfortable here in the land of your captivity. You shouldn't be comfortable around these Edomites and these other nations of people. Because again, much wisdom is much grief. And he that increaseth knowledge, increaseth sorrow. Hey, the white man taught you Jesus wanted everybody to be happy and smile.
Right.
Well, we learned that you can't trust you can't trust people that gotta smile.
Right.
Because his words were smoother than butter, but what was in his heart. As somebody you don't know smiling at you, hey, the hairs on your neck should stand up.
Right.
Because that's how our people got taken down. Esau came over here to America off them boats, smiling. Hey, with this, and I seen they had a picture, I think it was like the colonizer starter pack. They had the Bible, they had a pistol, and they had medicines.
Yep.
That's how they destroyed our people.
A razor to shave your head and beard.
Yup.
And also, so I can just add to what you just said, also like when you starting a new job, they shake your hand and tell you, welcome to Mr. Cooper or whatever, but really they telling you, welcome, come on in and work for us. Come on in and, break your back and work for us 8-9 hours out the day and make us richer. And all you do, it will just give you enough to pay your bills, have a couple of days off, and come on back for some more, And they smiling while they do it too.
Yup. Well, because growing in wisdom, you should be filled with grief. Like, man, we at the bottom. There's no way out, except through this word. And before there's a way out, things gonna get worse and intensify beyond anything we can imagine. So it's a lot behind us that's already happened, but we only at the halfway point. Just as much stuff that's happened, it's gonna happen all again at once. So that's why we in great grief. Also knowing we displeased Yahweh Bashim Yahweh all these years. So a man that's full of knowledge, he not smiling. Right. I got tired of hearing that growing up. People say I need to smile more.
Smile more. What do I have to smile about?
And look where we at now.
Right.
Somebody tell me I need to smile more. Now we in this spiritual gathering. Lord willing, we stay here. Right. I'm sure all the people who told me I need to smile more, I'm sure they're not part of this spiritual gathering.
Right,
Because
right.
they still somewhere smiling in that plague of peace, losing this war of ignorance.
And another thing is, you know, Lord willing, we are part of that elect number. It's good. The roles gonna reverse.
Yup.
When Jacob's trouble is going on,
Yup.
we gonna be smiling then.
Yup, yup.
You know what I'm saying? They gonna be asking us, why you smiling? You know, why he always in a, you know, married? Why he in a good case? You know, they crying, scared. You know, I'm gonna be like, hey, put on a smile. You know, they make y'all about sitting outside they strong tower.
Hey, that's the spirit, because that's actually the next verse.
Right.
But it's the saying in the world, laugh now, cry later.
Yeah.
Those who laugh and smile or not, they're going to be crying later.
Yep.
But those of us who in grief and in sorrow not, hey, we're going to be laughing and rejoicing in the time to come.
Next precept is Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 4. And it reads, the heart of the wise is in the house of mourning, but the heart of fools is in the house of mirth.
Yep. What was that? My bad.
That was Ecclesiastes 7 and 4.
Yep. So, yep, that's what the brother said. Those that it's gonna reverse. Those that's laughing not gonna be crying later.
Yep.
In other words, that's what this is showing. So the heart of the wise, we're in the house of mourning.
Right.
No, we displease the Lord Yahweh Shem Yahushua has been upset, been upset with us, and and we still fall short, daily. That's why we repent every day. So that's why we in the house of mourning. Other words, we crying and in sorrow not.
Yep.
But the heart of fools, the simple ones, give them the simplicity, give them the foolishness. They in the house of mirth.
Yeah.
And that word mirth, when you look into it, gladness, happiness, they smiling every day,
Yep.
and it's joyfulness.
Yeah.
So they having a good time in the land of their captivity. They will be the people that's in the jail cell, playing cards,
Right.
playing with toys.
Right.
They comfortable there.
Rapping, making beats. And
Yup. Somehow finding cell phones and getting on Facebook.
Yeah, look like it, and showing as if they in the good, they having fun.
Yup.
They okay with being locked up in a penitentiary.
Yep, so you people, y'all really having a party in the burning building.
Yep.
Y'all see the top of the building on fire and it's coming down on you. Y'all still party. So that's our people. The heart of fools is in the house of mirth. It's the penalty for that. Given the simplicity and foolishness, there's the expiration date for that. It ain't gonna go on forever. And then that's when that joy, that's when that mirth gonna turn to sorrow and grief.
Yep.
Hey, and also us being sorrowful and grief and mourning, it's the expiration date for that. Because the road's gonna be reversed.
Yep.
And that's why the Lord say the first gonna be last and the last will be first. Everything gonna be upside down. But really it's right side up.
All right, next precept is going into the book of Proverbs, chapter 1 and verse 32. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them.
Hey, yup. Because just before that, the Lord was saying how people hate knowledge. They despise all the reproof. So the Lord gave them to their own devices. Well, that's the expiration date. The Lord gonna let you be asleep in the spirit. We gonna let you be asleep in the spirit until the Lord intervenes. He gonna intervene with the sword. That's why he said the turning away of the simple. Those who choose to reject the word. Those who choose to stay asleep in the spirit. Those who choose to stay in the folly and wickedness. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them. So, in other words, that's like we tried to wake you up out your sleep to save you. Well, the Lord gonna kill you in your sleep.
Right.
Meaning he gonna kill you in your folly. He gonna kill you without this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding that you rejected.
Right.
So we tried to wake you up because we see Michael Myers coming and you didn't wake up. So Michael Myers, aka better known as Yahweh Bashim Yahweh, he gonna slay you.
Right.
Yep. So you rejecting this knowledge is what's gonna kill you. Because the turning the way of the simple shall slay them. The prosperity or the happiness of the fools shall destroy them. So you're gonna be destroyed in your prosperity. And that's why the story be, he had just made a hit record.
He just got his life together.
Yep, he just went to college. He had a 4.0 GPA.
He had just got married.
Yup, because the prosperity of the fools is gonna destroy them. And then you got a lot of people, they feel like the Lord is near to them because, success. They got rich overnight, a get rich quick scheme, they done paid their house off, now they taking a vacation.
Yeah.
They think the Lord is with them.
They never have any financial problems. They giving people money. They making sandwiches and giving them to the poor. All that BS. They start a new job.
And then what? And then they die from cancer. Oh, here go a bad scenario right here. Last year they took that hot sauce.
Oh yeah.
6 months ago they found success.
Yeah.
Now in the prosperity of their success, they dropped from a heart attack.
It's a lady in Los Angeles day before yesterday. She probably took that jump shot while she was live on air. Eyes rolled to the back of her head. Boom!
Oh, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Just passed out. And they were like, all right, we're going to go to commercial break.
Oh, yep. Man, you might have seen this too. I think it came out last year. It was a Shedamite. She was a comedian. She was like, I think the Lord loves me the most.
Yeah.
She said she took a double shot of that hot sauce and she was like, I'm still living and breathing. Right when she said that, she fell back, cracked her skull.
Hit that head hard, man. I laughed at
died.
that so hard, man. I thought that was so damn funny,
Yup,
man.
because the prosperity of the fools shall destroy them. You done did something previously that already gave you your expiration date. But before that date, you feel like you made it, you found success. So the clock already ticking. Yeah, the clock ticking from the day we born.
Right.
The clock ticking from the day we born. Hey, but the simple ones, hey, their expiration day gonna come a little faster.
Yep.
But before that day come, they gonna be happy.
And look, and that clock, that hourglass, it's almost out of sync.
Yup.
It's almost out of sync.
Hey, we done seen, different recordings. People would be partying like on a rooftop building, and then the roof collapse.
Oh yeah, or they be partying and the hole open up in the ground. You know what I'm saying? They just fall in like hell. I ain't gonna lie. When I seen that, I was just like, damn, that's something new for me.
And yeah, because best believe where all these natural disasters happening, floods, Arctic polar blasts, earthquakes, even some of these mass shootings. In that area, somebody was partying, rejoicing, was having the time of their life, was at the peak of their happiness.
Yep,
they was at the
good case.
Yep, they was at the peak of their prosperity and the peak of foolishness. Best believe that. And they got destroyed in that. But what scripture you got next?
Next precept is Ecclesiasticus chapter 34, verse 1 and 2. And it reads, the hopes of man, void of understanding, are vain and false, and dreams lift up fools. Whoso regardeth dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow and followeth after the wind.
Yeah, that says the law. The hopes of a man void of understanding. What does it mean if you're void of understanding? You a fool.
Right.
In the foolishness, in the folly, in the wickedness. So the hopes of a man void of understanding are vain and false. Like the people still praying for America to get better. It's been 4 years going on 5 years and stuff ain't normal yet.
Right.
That's the hope of a man and women that's void of understanding. It's vain and false.
Right.
It ain't happening.
It's getting worse and worse.
Yup, your hopes ain't gonna happen.
Right. These people sending up prayers, hoping that, you know, Jesus restore Babylon the Great back to where it used to be.
Yup, and that's their dream. That's why the rest of the verse, dreams lift up fools.
Yep.
So the dreams of the foolish is what they have hope in. The dreams of the foolish is what lifts them up.
Yep.
Because the dream of a man that have understanding, they don't know what to have hope in. They don't know how they should be dreaming. But us in this spiritual gathering, this wise council, we know what to have hope in. And we dream in that. Now we not hoping for America to get better. We having hopes and dreams that the Lord give us spiritual powers.
We hoping that Yahweh Shem Yahushua saves us out of Jacob's trouble.
Yup.
We hoping that Yahweh Shem Yahushua keeps us from that hour of temptation.
Yup. That's our dream.
That's our dream.
We having dreams of being beamed up on the chariots.
Yeah.
While everybody else having dreams, America bounce back, the economy get better.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Dreams of getting spiritual power, getting crowned.
Got dreams that's 5-10 years off from now.
Man.
You know, our dreams really is gonna lead to that crown of life. While everybody else pass away and are punished, hey, we gonna be still standing and literally raised up. And going into verse 2, whoso regard of dreams is like him that catcheth at a shadow. So our people that's hoping in America get better, you can't catch a shadow.
Right.
You're not gonna ever catch it. It's impossible.
Right.
So people that got faith in America, that's them chasing a shadow.
Chasing them dreams.
And then the rest of that verse, it says, and followeth after the wind. We know you can't see the wind, so how you gonna follow it? You following after something that you can't see, that's not actually there.
Yep.
So they got hopes in something that can't get better. It's no evidence that America gonna get better. So they chasing things that got no weight. But also too, it says they chase after a wind. Well, they chasing after the wind. Eventually, they gonna be taken away by that destroying wind, that nuclear destruction. So you chasing after your dreams in America, it's gonna lead us to the missiles. It's like when you running with your eyes closed and you run into a brick wall. You know you're gonna run into your judgment having false dreams and vain hopes.
That destroying wind, they gonna see it and they gonna feel it.
Yup.
You know?
Yup.
It's gonna be a beautiful thing. You know, Lord willing, we are part of that elect number to be up in those chariots, you know, watching Babylon the Great like it finally happened. You know, America burning, you know, getting hit from all four corners, you know what I'm saying, from them nuclear missiles. That's gonna be a beautiful thing, man.
Mankind. I'm gonna grab this one real quick. Better for you,
James.
Proverbs 22 and 3. The one we opened up the lesson with.
Even the bug trying to get the word.
Hey, for real.
Proverbs 22 and 15.
22 and 3.
Let me pull it up.
Yep.
Salaki. The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 3. A prudent man foreseeth the evil and hideth himself, but the simple pass on and are punished.
So, yep. So, the prudent man see the evil and hide himself. So, just like we read before, the hopes of a man void of understanding are false and vain. Well, our only hopes is to be hidden, protected from the evil. That's what we dream, and like the brother said, being delivered, spiritual powers, the chariots, while everybody else having dreams of taking their next boys trip to Dubai or something.
Right.
Or something like that. But who's the rest of that verse? But the simple pass on and are punished. So the simple, you know, they gonna dream worldly things. You know, our dreams is out of this world. Being up on the chariots,
Right.
that's out of this world.
It's a dream that they can't fathom.
They can't grasp it. So they simple minded. So it's a penalty for being simple minded. And that penalty you're gonna be punished. Hey, you're gonna pass on. So the scriptures say, the earth shall pass away with a great noise. That's the nuclear destruction. Because the heavens and earth gonna pass away. So everything that you believe in, everything that you hope for, everything that you dream of, is gonna pass away. Yeah.
All right. Next precept is coming from the book of James, chapter 2, and verse 5, and it reads, "Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not Yahweh thy power chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, and heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love him?"
Hey, yep. So the Lord chose the poor. And poor meaning what? We got no influence, no economic status, no voice. That's what it means to be poor.
We ain't got no money either.
No money. Hey, yeah, no money neither. Hey, but that's who the Lord chose.
Right,
and
right.
he chose them to what? To be heirs of the kingdom. So the Lord chose us to crown us. That crown begins with his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. It's like Noah. He was crowned when the Lord chose him to give him the word, a prophecy, and the instructions on how to save himself. We got that same word.
True riches.
Yup, the true riches. And that's going to lead to a physical crown. But that was it for the lesson. You got anything you want to add? Any remarks?
Let me just bring out this precept, the book of Luke, chapter 10, and verse 24, and it reads, "For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see and have not seen, and hear those things which ye hear and have not heard them." So back, those righteous men, what I'm saying, they wish to see the things that we seeing right now and the things that we are hearing right now that's going out. The people back in those times, our forefathers, through the power of spirit, how about Shem Yahushua and reincarnation, we know that those brothers are here with us right now. They was hoping to see these times right here. They wasn't wishing that, the times that they would live in would get better, go back to normal, or thrive on forever, never wanting to, die. They was ready to get the hell up out of here. And that's the same spirit that we in right now. We want to get the hell up out of here.
Man, that's why Ezra said, "Woe is me, woe is me, who will deliver me in those days?" Because Ezra back, hoping to be delivered, just like he was many generations ago.
Yep.
The hopes and the dreams and the faith of the saints don't change. Can you read that one more time, Mark?
Again, Luke 10 and 24. "For I tell you that many prophets and kings have desired to see those things which ye see, and have not seen them, and to hear those things which ye hear, and have not heard them."
So not only the prophets desire to see these things, but it said kings.
Yep.
That ain't just the kings of Israel. It's the kings of these other nations. Hey, the so-called white man. Because what do we desire to see overall? To be preserved. That's why Esau making underground bunkers. That's why he trying to hide out in the ocean. That's why he got an international space station, thinking he gonna be hidden and be preserved. That's why they trying to reverse aging and have eternal life. Because that's ultimately what we gonna see. Those kings desire to see it, but they not gonna see it. Hey, and the people that ain't got the same hopes and dreams that we have, when that danger comes, they gonna hope in the same thing we hoping in, to be preserved.
Right.
But only we gonna see that and be preserved.
Right, and all those people with the money who got the funds and resources to create bunkers and stuff like that, they gonna be preserved too, but they gonna be preserved You know what I'm saying? For the first fruits of slavery. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's ultimately what they want. They to continue their rulership.
Yeah.
Hey, it's gonna end.
Yeah, the so-called white man, these crackers, they ass going into captivity. And it's a beautiful thing, you know, to just know that eventually they gonna be paid back for all the atrocities that they done. Look at that Edomite running. See him? Look at his ass. That's how it's gonna be too. Get your ass back over here, you damn Edomite.
Hey, he may be running from one thing, but really the spirit over here.
Yeah.
Because the man's hurt. You know, has his own way, but the Lord directed his steps. The Lord directed him from this area.
It's beautiful, man. We're gonna end it off on that note. Hopefully through the power of the Spirit of Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it was edifying. We already facing the east. Want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Rakak Radash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, who rule well, teaching his truth in its entirety. We want to say shalom to the brothers that are out there on the highways and hedges, making their bodies a living sacrifice, and also peace and salutations to the hopefully elect out there. Shalom.
All right, next time, shalom.